It's a buyer's market here in the Denver metro residential real estate market, and I'm going to show you why the market is favoring buyers right now. Hi, I'm Sam Wilson with the Sam Wilson Home Selling Team with your November market update, and this is reporting statistics from October of 2022 versus September 22 and year over year numbers, which is October 22 versus October 21. So, couple of key points here. And of course, all the details are always in the link in my blog page if you want to look at all the pages and all the detailed statistics. But here's the big picture and why I can look you in the eye today and tell you that the market is clearly favoring buyers. And the reason is there are more than twice as many homes for sale taking more than twice as long to sell. So more homes taking longer to sell, and on a monthly basis, prices are starting to come down. So these are all things that favor buyers. Sure, year over year prices are still up a little bit, but that's because of the extreme run up we had in the first quarter this year. I'll show you that in a minute. So for prices, watch the trends on a monthly basis, and I'll also show you where they are versus the peak, which happened in April of this year. But importantly, this favors buyers. Twice as many homes for sale, taking twice as long to sell, and prices are certainly more negotiable. Here's what's interesting. Listing prices are down. So what this reports is what actual sales prices did at closing. What it's not showing you is that sellers are becoming more realistic. So they are lowering their price to get the home under contract. And it's something about 50% or so of homes had price reductions or concessions in order to get sold. And I'm here to tell you the other 50% were probably just more realistic about their price going in. Another important point, homes are taking 28 days now to get under contract from when they're listed. What's important about that is there's a number of homes, all the ones that haven't sold are taking longer than that. So these are just the ones that have sold. The only way they can track this is by actual closed properties. So most of the homes that are on the market that didn't sell have been sitting longer than 28 days, over 30 days. This is what's making it more of a buyer's market. More simply said, you have more homes to choose from. You don't have the same amount of pressure you did before to make a decision, and we can negotiate. I'm going to show you all the pros and cons of this market here in a minute. So that's total residential. You can look at detached and even attached in detail if you want to click at the link in my blog. Let me go to one of my favorite pages here. This is going to show us the price trend for the entire year. So just so you can see, the peak was here in April. So let's look at what's happening since April. So the average price was 721, the median price was 616. Well, look at today. We're down about, I'm going to say it's about 10% from where we were at the peak. So that's an average and a median. Of course, every neighborhood's a little bit different. Every, property's a little bit different. And what this is showing is a clear trend, though. This is a clear trend since April. Prices peaked for sure in April. And I believe this trend will continue, but the sky isn't falling. 10% is not a great number, especially because prices are still up above where they were a year ago. And if you were to go back and look at all of 21 and even 20 and 2019, then you'll see that if people purchased homes up until the peak, you're still in a positive equity situation. More on that if you want to talk, but every house, every situation is a little bit different. These are the macro numbers, and it's really still very good news for sellers, but clearly it's a buyer's market. And here's what I mean by that. So I've compiled the pros and cons. This is what's happening in the market today. Let me make this even a little bit bigger here on the full screen. So this probably applies to more than just Denver, other cities and states in the country. But look, here's the thing. Yes, prices are certainly higher. I mean, interest rates are certainly higher. And that's out of our control. Sure, you can pay more money at closing to buy down the rate. Too much for this video. Feel free to chat with me and I'll tell you how that works and whether it's good for you or not, because it's not necessarily good for everyone. But for a short period of time, you can pay money at closing to a lender and get a lower interest rate for 1, 2, 3 years. But let's focus on the bigger picture here, which is significantly more pros than there are cons. This is the only con: higher interest rates. Because of these higher interest rates, look at the statistics I just showed you. The higher interest rates are working in your favor to create more of a buyer's market. And here's what I mean by that. Just a quick list. Again, I'm happy to get into details with you, but you have more choices, a lot more choices, and more time and less pressure to think about which house you want to move forward on purchasing. You can negotiate below the listing price. In fact, I'll even guarantee it. I'll guarantee you'll get $5,000 off the list price, or I'll pay you the difference. Get sellers to pay your closing costs, and closing costs and concessions, which are listed down here too. They can be used for anything, for paying for a lower interest rate or new carpet and paint before you move in. Lots of options there. Sellers are more motivated to give those to buyers right now to get their homes sold before the competition. Sellers will take contingent offers, meaning home sale contingency. So are you downsizing? Are you upsizing? Right now is the best time ever that I can remember for sellers being willing to take that risk while you're trying to sell your current home. They'll wait for you to get that job done. Get sellers to give you concessions. Again, that's same thing as closing costs. They will concede to help you from anything from a lower interest rate to updating the house before you move in. Get sellers to make repairs. So this is a little different. Carpet and paint is always nice, of course, to freshen up the house, but this is about inspections. People were buying homes without even doing inspections during that run up that ended in April. That is just, it's not safe. And sellers now will allow you the time, and they understand that they still have plenty of equity. So if you are a seller, just be prepared. Get the home ready for sale, maybe even pre-inspect it, and I'll tell you how to do that so that buyers can't, necessarily beat you up. But for buyers, you definitely want to make sure that all the major systems are functioning and the house is safe. And now sellers will work with you to get those done before a successful closing. Um, Negotiate appraisals. What if your appraisal comes in below the contract price? Well, up until April, people were just paying the difference, or you know um, accepting a lower appraisal, and you don't have to do that anymore. In fact, you shouldn't. That would be irresponsible. um, Beat out cash buyers. If you have a financing, a loan, a mortgage loan, and you need financing to make the sale, or the purchase, well, you can do that now, and you can offer higher prices than cash buyers to beat them out. Still subject to appraisal, though. So sellers know they're getting top dollar because of the appraisal and the appraisal price, and buyers don't have to take the risk of overpaying. So that's a lot, and that's a whole nother video you can find on my YouTube channel. Um, get sellers to give you a home warranty. Make sure that, whatever you didn't see in an inspection, or just by coincidence, things fail in homes. Could be the day after closing, could be, 360 days after closing. Get a home warranty, and let's get the seller to help you pay for that. In fact, you know what? If a seller won't pay for it, I'll pay for it for you, because that's how important I think it is. get cash at closing to do repairs and upgrades. Something new, and there'll be a new video on that here soon. But there are now 3 different renovation loan products on the market. I'm actually meeting with my lender that does these in the next week or so to make sure I have all the details for you. But as of today, I can promise you there are 3 different ways you can get renovation money at closing to upgrade and update your home. And that's through FHA financing, VA financing, and even conventional financing. And some of these programs have unlimited dollars for you to do whatever you want to the home after closing. That is super cool. So stay tuned for more of that. I'll push that out through my email marketing, but it'll also be on my YouTube channel within the next week. So thanks for taking a minute to check out the market update here for November. I'm Sam Wilson with the Sam Wilson Home Selling Team. And as always, call, text, click, or email if you want to learn more. It's always free. There's never any pressure or obligation to buy or sell a home here. Just here to serve the consumers in the Denver metro residential real estate market.